Hey Collective, it is currently 4:32 p.m. Not too much on my little house dress either, okay? I think it's very cute and it's cotton, very high vibrational. But anyways, y'all, who is it that has something going on? Like, I'm picking up on somebody that has like a business. You know how some people be having like these events that they throw and like business things that they get into, where they get other people in the community involved, and then it just kind of becomes this like creative hub or like hub for events or whatever, child entertainment, whatever. Somebody has something going on, and I feel like they may have like just started this up and they want you to like be a part of it or something. But I feel like these are the kind of people who don't plan very thoroughly. They just kind of like throw shit together is what I'm receiving or whatever. And I feel like they're coming at you short notice. And I think you guys are the kind of people that whatever you do, you've been working on it for a long time. You've tried like getting the community involved and other people involved, whether you're trading work, partnering up, collaborating, or straight up paying each other, whatever, however y'all go about doing it. And what you're learning about this field or this space that you've been participating in is that people don't always like demonstrate respect, I guess, towards you, Collective, or like individuals like yourself who have really great talents and really good work ethic, but they kind of work alone until they find just the right kind of people to work with who aren't like egotistical and kind of like competitive and gatekeepy and weird. And you know what's coming to mind right now? That creator Corey Kenshin. I just learned about him because I used to follow a girl with Tourette's who one of her texts was like, I'm Corey Kenshin, Corey Kenshin. She would just say it all the freaking time. So it just made me want to know, like, who's Corey Kenshin, child? And so I went to his page, I just looked at it, and I'm like, okay, a black YouTube streamer, that's it. I didn't look at his content, I didn't look at nothing. But today, randomly on my page, my For You page, he popped up and it was talking about how he grew up with, and it's funny because I know that God wanted me to realize this because this is the second time in 24 hours I heard somebody speaking about the disease that causes you to like lose teeth or whatever, hypercranial something, which makes you like lose teeth or whatever. And so that's what he has or whatever, and basically some of his teeth didn't grow in coming up, so he got bullied really badly. And then there's certain parts of his, I think he doesn't grow hair on his body, or he struggles with growing hair on his body, so he wears like different fun like anime wigs and blah blah blah. But saying all that to say, he came from a very lonely, kind of bullied, and you guys could maybe really relate to this. I can really relate to this because I didn't have like, I had a really strange like up and down kind of childhood where sometimes I got a lot of praise and popularity and sometimes I got othered and rejected, and it was for really strange reasons. Like sometimes it was because, and I'm saying this because somebody is gonna relate to this, but sometimes it was because I had cute clothes, but they weren't name brand. So people kind of just, the girlies and the guys or whatever would get mad. It's just like, okay, you got style, you cute, but you ain't got brands on, so you can't hang out with us. Like, we only wear brands. And not only do we wear brands, we dress kind of like basic, kind of clean girl, kind of like complimenting each other. And I was too individualistic and I didn't have the brands. So they were like, okay, we can't let you into her clique. And then I wasn't cliquey, so that's another thing that pissed people off about me, I think. And then I was like cute and smart, and like people wanted me to be like this mean girl, and I just wasn't or whatever, so people othered me for that. So saying all that to say is like Corey Kenshin is like one of the third most watched streamers on YouTube, black male. Like, that shit's crazy. Like, I don't know if he like the third most watched, that might be the case, but it might be the third watched black male or something like that. But excuse me guys, but yeah, with that level of success, anything is possible. Like, don't ever think, because I literally had this same thing going on the other day, so that's how I know this is y'all message, because Spirit dropped it right in my head before I press play. But I was thinking about like collaborating and joining groups of people to work with, and how I've gotten to a place where I must gatekeep myself by the direction of my ancestors, the direction of my guides, the direction of the Most High God. It's like, girl, gatekeep yourself for real until you find people that are truly worth sharing your genius with and your magic with, because don't look at it like you're being scared to like work with people or let people in, or you're wasting your talents away. It's like, that is not it. If I'm talking to you and you're here right now resonating with this, that is not it. I'm talking to people who have tried already. Okay, you have went at it multiple times trying to be like, okay, who wants to work? Oh, you're throwing this, I can help out. And oh, I'm doing this, you want to come act in this? You want to come help throw this? And you've had egg in your face every time. You've had people throw tomatoes at your face every time, making you think you have this great idea, and they're like, no. And then somebody else is like, for example, you could be like, let's all wear yellow on Mondays. And they're like, oh no, that's stupid. And then somebody else comes to them, maybe it's a guy, and another guy comes to them like, bro, let's wear yellow on Mondays. And then they're just like, hell yeah, bro, that's a great ass idea. And you sitting there like, bro, I just told you let's wear yellow on Mondays, but you didn't want to do it with me. And then it's like, now you're gaining a certain level of traction with your talents. And even if you're not showcasing your talents every single day for the net or for the world, people are still respecting you and regarding you. So people are looking like, damn, Collective getting clout and they ain't even got to do nothing for real. That's crazy. Like, they're not even trying and they getting clout. Maybe I should work with them now. No. The simple, and some of you guys could be into writing or scripting, and that is actually a tool, like a spiritual tool for like getting messages from the other side, or from like higher realms or other realms or whatever. Or sometimes it's just so you can access deeper parts of your own memory or your own thoughts or whatever. So, you know, something about writing or scripting could be like, I'm gonna just pull that one out because I feel like that one like matters for somebody here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Yeah. So I feel like you are a person that's trying to like, you know, use your talents locally. You've always tried to see yourself in the community in a very like kind of like local way, I guess. And I feel like I said, people rejected you, and some of you guys are struggling dealing with rejection, while others of you guys are just like, okay, that's fine, because I'm gonna gatekeep myself anyway. Like, I don't mind waiting for the right people to come around, and I'm just gonna do my thing until that happens, because I'm not about to let people steal my ideas. I don't know why I just heard cupcaking. You're not gonna be cupcaking. We used to say that back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, and that was like slang for like talking just because. Like, if you ever seen memes of people just like having a good conversation and they twiddling something or hanging upside down, walking on top of some shit, that's caking, Oreo cakester, or whatever. So y'all not gonna just be popping in and talking to just anybody, because you realize that the conversation you having aren't just normal conversations. People are seeding ideas from you. People are feeling your magic when they're speaking to you, so they're being like activated by you, and they're not giving you anything, or their aura gives you nothing. So you have to regard your life as such, or you have to like consider that with what you do in your everyday life. You can't just be like, every day you gotta cleanse yourself from your interactions like they're not worth having. Like, cleansing is a part of everyday life, but if you have to cleanse yourself just to do work with people, you don't have to work with them. That's something I had to learn myself. You know, Drake said, working with the negatives to make a better picture. I feel like I don't think that that's necessary at this point in my life. Personally, in my opinion, it's not necessary. I think that you should be working in spaces that feel like a dream, that feel like a gift, a blessing. And then when you encounter a challenge or challenging person or a challenging situation in that space, then you deal with it accordingly, whether you get guidance from someone, yourself, your higher self, your belief, whoever you believe in, whatever. But like, you should not feel like you're getting dirty just to like live life or create or do things. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. Some of you guys are trying to do stuff locally, and that's fine, but I think that, you know, you may have to like think bigger, bitch. But like, we're gonna pull cards on that and see what's going on, because some of you guys got short-term plans with local people locally around you, and I think you gotta calm down, because I feel like there's a better group or a better space you could be sowing your ideas into, and God is just like, wait, calm the fuck down, because you got a God-given gift here. Literally, you guys got writing, scripting. It may be time for cleansing, local, short-term plan, calm the F down, a gift from God, and you don't have time for this. That is so clear. The message is so clear. You do not have time to be getting attacked and usurped and just sucked up dry and get stressed out and just like triggered and all of this stuff. Like, you don't have time to go take your gifts to people, like to be casting your pearls before swine because you are in a rush to create, or you are in a rush to say, I'm doing this, or I succeeded in this, or I got this or that going on. It's okay when people ask you what you got going on or what, lie. Oh, I work. Oh, where do you work? Sales. Like, it's not, you don't have to share that information with people, or just say nothing. Let them think nothing, or just say what you want to say. Like, that's what I started doing, and I'm not even a liar. I just don't give people information. I had somebody ask me yesterday, it was a guy like, yo, so what kind of car you drive? Because you seem like you drive like a Benz or like a da-da-da. And I took a beat, and I was like, I don't have a car. Oh, you don't have a car? No, I don't have a car. I Uber everywhere. I take the city bus. I take the train or whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me. Yeah, never owned a car. Don't have a car. Didn't go into explaining nothing like that. There was a time in life where I've never been insecure about not having a car, but I would have felt, probably in the past, felt the need to be all like, I just don't want to. I don't really want to drive. It took me a while to be able to. I don't got time to explain. I don't have a car. Whatever, it's not really his business. But then he asked me where I work, and I just think that's a very invasive question. What do you do for work is one thing, but where do you work is super invasive. I'm not gonna tell somebody I barely get up with like that, like where I work. So what, you can pop up, or you can just be a fucking creep around where I be at? Like, no. So anyways, that's the point I'm making here. Somebody don't got time for that, because you may think I just gotta put up with these people or what's around me immediately just so I can get my ish going. You don't. You can wait. You can practice. You can, write some stuff and put some plans down and get it down on paper. And like I said, just practice. Nobody says you gotta work with nobody. Look at this 10 of Pentacles right there waiting for you. God got your 10 of Pentacles wrapped all up in a gift basket with a bow wrapped around it, just waiting to send it off to you, and have it be delivered to you. And you wouldn't get this if you go casting your pearls before swine. Now all of a sudden you dirty, your plans is dirty, you feel weird about what you created, people are taking your ideas and dismissing you, and you feeling down. Like, you wouldn't be ready for that if, you wouldn't be ready for this gift basket that God has for you if you were somewhere doing that. Like, it's okay to take your time. Like, your gifts are going nowhere. That's something I had to realize. Your gifts are going nowhere. You're always going to be able to exercise and sharpen your gifts, okay? Somebody's feeling very excited about moving forward in their life, creating, and yeah, I feel like somebody has been like sitting stagnant kind of like a little too long. Like, you just kind of feel like a full battery ready to just like get it popping, right? But you just gotta just be calm, be patient. Just kind of, maybe I say practice, because you got a lot waiting for you. It's like you got the perfect like thing to get into coming up. It's like an opportunity that's so fitting for you. And I'm speaking to a person that this isn't coming out of nowhere for you. This is for the specific type of person. Speaking of that, let's pull out our people cards, just so we can know for sure who this message is for. So y'all don't think, oh, I'm not even, people just be hearing stuff sometimes, and I think they just be thinking like, oh, God's just gonna give me something, and they're not even the kind of person that, somebody here is an author, a writer, somebody here writes scripts, writes books, something for sure, because we got writing and scripting here. And the first card we got out, Jane Austen. Can't get more specific than that. Somebody could be a woman. You could have dark hair. You could have pale skin. If you don't have pale skin, you could just be a writer. You could be familiar with Jane Austen and her works. I'm picking up somebody who's very heartfelt. Like, a lot of things that you write about are very like expressive of the emotions. You could write music or movies or shows, or anime or something like that, and you express a lot of emotion through your work. Yeah, I'm drawn to this sentence. It says, it is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. So this could be the kind of works where you're expressing stories or expressions about a person who has everything, but it's like, how do you balance that with like love and emotion? So it could be a thing. You could be a person that is in possession of like a lot of materials, but you just want someone to share it with. Take it as it resonates, guys, because what I'm really getting from this is just somebody's just a writer, romantic writer, whether it's music, whatever your medium is or whatever. I hate when lip gloss does that. It's because I'm just talking a lot, yeah? That's all it means, child, because I'm just kidding. Somebody here could be around or influenced or is in the LGBT community. Somebody is very intuitive, but like they don't make it their whole personality. But it's like, I'm talking to a person who functions through their intuition like so much, but they aren't loud about it. They kind of like present as very charming, romantic, sexy, sensual, but they don't, and vivacious and excited for life, like yummy. Everything is so yummy about life. Somebody can have very piercing eyes, because we have Bianca Del Rio. Yeah, somebody has like really piercing eyes. You could have very sharp features, like your eyebrows or your eyes. You could speak with your eyes a lot, or you may really like eyes and eyebrows, and that's something you may consider yummy. Yeah, this is someone who like I feel like you guys have people around you. This is going to be somebody that you'll be able to work with that's coming around soon, who's like, this can be the kind of person who's not just a business partner, but like a friend, the kind of friend who will be with you when you're a mess, when you're completely all over the place, and vice versa. Like, you'll be there for them, they'll be there for you, kind of deal. And this is just the way this person is. I feel like you're going to love it. I feel like you guys are used to dealing with all these like vampy, weird, leechy kind of energies, but you have someone who's gonna set you on fire when they come around and just excite you, and their aura is gonna have so much to offer the way that yours does, and they're gonna be so intuitive, like in a surprising kind of way, where you're not gonna have to do a lot of like figuring things out on their behalf or for them. Like, they're gonna be very intuitively sensitive and very connected. And it's funny because I've been thinking a lot about Beyonce. I mean, not Beyonce, child, but Jay-Z today. I say her because she's on the car with him. But I've been thinking a lot about Jay-Z and Rihanna today. Probably because I had a lot of Rihanna songs stuck in my head. And I was like thinking like, oh, I miss Rihanna making music. And then I thought about it and I'm like, damn, it's so crazy that this whole time Jay-Z was her manager. Like, I get it now, like her aesthetic and the things she talk about in her music and just how she feels about her music these days, and how she says she's ashamed of a lot of stuff she made, like the agendas that she was pushing and blah, blah, blah. And I was just thinking like, dang, it must have been hard like having him as a manager, because if you didn't like something, he don't care. And I can tell he just gives me the impression that he's very controlling as a manager, like as a supervisor, and that would just seem so like restrictive. Like, his ideas are obviously like pretty good enough to like bring stardom and even some longevity, but there's just like a lot of dark aspects and a lot of edgy materialistic aspects to a lot of things that was going on. And it's just interesting because when Rihanna was kind of more over her own projects with was that Rated R? I forgot the album, y'all. But she wrote a lot of the songs on there, picked a lot of the songs, and it was very like grungy and emotional. And somebody said something the other day where they were like, black people like to listen to a lot of bands and white music if you have a lot, like if you went through some things. Because a lot of black people don't always make music that expresses emotionally, especially in a very deep way, or talking about your parents and family and home problems, but white people did. So that's why we get into their like garage music and that kind of stuff. And that's the kind of stuff Rihanna was drawn to when she was doing stuff kind of in her own way. And I think that's the stuff that she likes, experimental, like grungy, guitars, instruments, layering vocals, like you know, all kinds of different, like, kind of experimental, feely kind of things. And he was more of a, I'm just sexy, I'm just a baddie, I'm just a dominatrix kind of girl. Like, that was what he leaned into for her. So, I don't know, that's going to matter to somebody here. Because I feel like you're going to have somebody on your team who is giving, like, Jay-Z. Or maybe you have somebody who has approached you to work and they're giving, like, Jay-Z vibes. We're going to pull a little bit of cards before we end this, because we only got a couple minutes, child. But, yeah, like, I'm looking at these people in the back of the car that have an orange, and for some reason to me that looked like prison. And it also reminded me of Medea's stage play from Medea Goes to Jail, where they were like, where the stage was set up like this, where they had like the prison like window and everybody was there. Child, if you know, you know. But like, something about the way somebody works feels a little controlling, like imprisoning. And I feel like you are going to have somebody approach you who maybe does really good work and can invest a lot of money into you. And that might be the opportunity that you say yes to. Maybe that's going to help you get some big deals and come out of your shell and try things out. Maybe that's the kind of thing that is going to get your play on stage, get your book sold, get you on stage to perform, or whatever your field is. But one of your challenges, I think, is going to be letting the person know, like, look, we're gonna do this work, we're gonna sign these contracts and stuff, but you guys might want to make adjustments to the contracts. Make sure that you don't feel imprisoned in ways. Make sure that you don't feel like you have a tyrant that is over you. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of you are gonna have a big deal offer, but you're gonna need to like really just kind of pay attention to what you do and don't accept. Don't think that you're going to drop the ball just because you put up some boundaries, because that's not how that's going to go. I'm really interested in more about that. I said I was going to ask about this local card, but I feel like we already talked about the local. What's this local card? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Ancestors, guys. Ooh, we got the Prince of Pentacles falling out sideways. So I feel like some of the people who want to work for you now, they come off like, these are people that are driven by clout. These are people who do not truly have what it takes to make the big strides. Like, they think they do, but they don't. People who feed into clout and look for clout, to me, I don't like working with people like that at all. You know, even if people, like, if you're the kind of person where you might respect it and you catch yourself like, well, let me not only just like mess with people because they got clout, it was 2 all up on the time. I would even respect people like that. People who might be up there on a ladder, and sometimes they might give somebody a chance who has the numbers, but then they remind themselves like, oh, that's lame. Like, let me open it up to some people who are more talented but smaller, or let me make sure that I'm not just respecting people for numbers, because those kind of people know numbers be fake. People buy their views, buy their comments, buy the recognition. They force you to like the product. So those are the kind of people who are locally around you who want to work with you now. They're still operating within that whack ass system that's played out, archaic as fuck. But here you are getting big deals, and they try to make you feel othered and ostracized. Little do they know, somebody's here is getting a huge deal. What's the deal? What's the like? What's going to like help with this manager situation? Holy Spirit. I'm just gonna take that out. Yeah. Yeah. First of all, you gotta let those people that are trying to like treat you weird and make you feel like you need to work with them, you need to go ahead and turn them down. Let them feel defeated, okay? Because they got a win at all costs competitive mentality anyway. I feel like when it comes to this manager, this like meeting though, you're definitely going to want to have the attitude of like, I'm going to work hard. I want to work hard. Like, have that on. That matters. I don't give a damn what you're doing, what you do. People want to know that you're going to work and you're going to put in the work and make the money worth it. Respect the investment. Like, obviously not work yourself to death, obviously not compromise your morals, but I'm saying like, just put in the man hours. Like, you know how a lot of actors and stuff are like actually like showing face and like posting and like not making it look whack to like promote your movie and be happy about the work that you've done. Like, that's what they're gonna want to see. So make sure that, okay, Prince of Swords, yeah, don't be afraid to be very confident, and not just confident, but like show your heart. Show your heart, show your confidence. This manager is going to love that, okay? Yeah, because the team's gonna love it too. Not just the manager, but the team. It's not just the manager, it's the team that is gonna be, I guess, like viewing you and just, you know, getting a feel for you, and they're gonna want to see your confidence in your heart and your hard work. Those are gonna be the 3. And I feel like a lot of people might be watching this that you don't want to see this. So, because now all of a sudden cards are not wanting. Yeah, there's a lot of people who rather see you oppressed, having a hard time. So you guys are going to have to really keep this stuff to yourself and like not let anybody in on this, because this is going to come in actually quicker than you'd think. And you don't have time to be overthinking. Leave the overthinking to all the people that's counting your pockets, watching your every move. Let them overthink. Send that boomerang of bullshit right back to those people, because oppression is not your portion, baby. It's not. This is a short-term plan. This is coming at you quick, and there's ways that you can enjoy life. Yeah. Only be around people who are strong in their own creation, who are strong in their own, you know, be slow and sensual and enjoy the yumminess of life, right? This is super long too, but I trust that you guys are going to show this read a lot of love. Even if you don't subscribe, you guys, hit that bell icon and get the notifications for when you're all post, because as you can see, I post at very random times when life permits. Okay, I love you guys down, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love.